My name is Lucas Morgan. I'm our Associate Athletic Director, and I'm filling in for Dr. Bailey as she is in Washington, D.C. at the NCAA Convention. So she's been gone this week, so I'm sure she's enjoying her time down there. Just to get us started, we are gearing up for the spring season. We're excited. We've got 4 of our different sports that have been here pretty much for the entire winter break, and some of the other sports are getting ready to come in as school's starting next week. Just to kind of walk through some of the things that we've been doing. Swimming just got back from Arizona. They take their regular training trip, which they've gone to Florida the last couple of years, but decided to go to Arizona this year. So I was a little jealous that they were down there in the warm weather while we were fighting the cold here, but it looks like maybe they've brought some of that warm weather back for us this weekend. Another exciting thing for the program is the last 3 GOVC Swimmers of the Week have actually come from William Jewell College. So we're pretty excited about that. Coach Gohl has done a great job and continues to improve on our program. Both our men's and women's basketball teams have been competing the last couple weekends. Our women beat the University of Indianapolis on Thursday, and both the men and the women beat St. Joseph's College this past weekend. So we're definitely moving in the right direction there, and we're excited about where we're going. I wanted to mention also that we've got a couple promos that we're running at our basketball game. The first one is sponsored by CC's Pizza, and what it is it's been designed that if our teams make 8 3-pointers, 50 people in attendance get a free medium 1-topping pizza from CC's. Our women have gotten to 7 the last couple of games, so it got a little exciting at the end, but Coach Kress decided that she didn't want to run a 3-point play to get us that 8th 3-pointer. But our men were able to do that against St. Joseph's on Saturday, which was pretty exciting to see the amount of people scurrying down to our promo table to get the free pizzas. So we appreciate CC's partnering with us with that, and it's been really exciting. Our other promo that we've been running is a seat upgrade. By going to our website, which is jewelcardinals.com, or our Twitter page, which is @WJCCardinals, you can sign up for that promo, which allows you and one guest to sit at a couch courtside with 2 Firehouse subs, as well as 2 20-ounce drinks, and 2 free Jewel t-shirts. So that's been pretty exciting. We've had people sitting on that couch, and it kind of makes you part of the experience, sitting right there, right up close to our athletes. Track competed at Doane College this past weekend, and they're going to be going there again this coming weekend. So it's exciting to have our track season underway, and I know Coach Eisenhower and the rest of the coaching staff with our track program is excited to get things going. So they're back and well underway. I'd like to give our order of our coaches coming up and speaking today. First off, it'll be Coach Gohl and his student-athletes, followed by Coach Eisenhower and his student-athlete, then Coach Kress, and Coach Hawley. So at this time, I'd like to ask Coach Gohl to come up here.
Lucas stole a little bit of my thunder. One of the things that we're extremely excited about was the fact that for women's swimming in the GLVC, our women have won the last 3 Athletes of the Week. It started with Maggie Metz. Her performance against Lewis University was the best dual meet performance I've seen from her in her entire career. She is a senior, so we're really excited about what she is going to do to round out her career in a couple weeks. Another key performer in that meet against Lewis, I will add that it was the very first time that our women defeated Lewis University in our program's recent history, which is an awesome accomplishment. But that other individual I'm going to introduce, and she's going to have an opportunity to talk a little later, is Alex Milhuff. She's a first year from Topeka, Kansas, but she anchored 3 relays to victories in that competition, and the combined winning time in those 3 relays was 7/100ths of a second. You can't even hit a stopwatch twice in 7/100ths of a second, start and stop. And she won 3 races by a combined 7/100ths of a second. And there's a slight delay when the athletes touch the touchpad before you see the final up there. And it's only like a 3-second delay, but it felt like an eternity. But then when that 1 showed up next to our lane, our team just went incredibly, just crazy with excitement. But to give you an idea of how important relays are in swimming, because a lot of people they just see the times and they see the races. But every race has point totals. In relays, if you win a relay, you get 11 points. If you get second, you get 4, and third, you get 2. So those first to second swings, it's basically a 14-point swing because you add 7 to your team and you take 7 away from your opponents. So technically those 3 wins by 7/100ths of a second gave us a 42-point advantage against Lewis, which was huge. After that, Lucas did mention that we did go to Arizona. The team worked very hard. I know you think about going to Arizona and going to the sun. It was a little colder the first couple days, but that was all right. I don't know if any of you are Twitter followers, but we got the Jewel Swing program out there on the World Wide Web. We did a challenge for the team on New Year's Eve that if they retweeted my tweet 2,015 times by midnight, instead of swimming on New Year's Day morning, our team was going to hike Camelback Mountain in Phoenix. And sure enough, by probably 11:30, we had a watch party down in the lobby of our hotel, and it was approaching 2,000. And around 11:40, it got retweeted 2,072 times. That was the highest it got. So the next morning, our men's and women's team climbed Camelback Mountain. And I do have to say climbed because the last tenth of a mile, you have to get on all fours and actually go vertical. So it was pretty cool when we took a picture of the team on the top of the mountain and sent it to a couple of the major swimming publications. And our Twitter followers went from 138 to 250 within a 24-hour period, which is pretty nice. We had a meet down in Arizona, and we went to the 7th annual Citrus Classic. It's a non-scored invite for all the teams competing there and training there. If it would have been scored, I think there would be a pretty good chance that both our men and women would have won that meet. In one event in particular, the men's 200 freestyle, and there were a couple other D2 schools there, like Colorado State, Pueblo, and then a couple schools, or one school from the GLI, or the GLIAC, I should say. But our men went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the 200 freestyle, which is a pretty awesome race. And then we closed out the meet. Our women went 1, 2 in the 400 free relay, and our men went 1, 2, 3 in the 400 free relay as well. So we kind of asserted ourselves against that competition. And Alex Milhoff, who's going to get a chance to talk later, she earned the honor of GLVC Athlete of the Week for her performance in that meet. She anchored the 400 medley relay to a win. She won the 100 freestyle. She won the 500 freestyle. And she also led off our women's winning 400 free relay. And then lastly, we got back from Arizona. 2 days later, we traveled to St. Louis. We took on St. Louis University, and then Bellarmine on the men's and women's side, and then Maryville on just the women's side. Our men and women earned victories against Bellarmine, and our women beat Maryville, but both teams came up short against St. Louis University. But I will tell you that we won more events against SLU this year than we had in the past. So even though they're a Division I opponent, they're a Division I opponent in our state, and they're going to be somebody that we want to be able to take down in years to come. So it was pretty nice to swim as well as we did at their pool. And then junior Ida Nyman from Sweden, she actually won the 400 IM and 200 backstroke against SLU, and for that she earned the honor of GLVC Athlete of the Week. So those are the 3 women that did that. We have a very big meet coming up a week from Saturday. We host Truman State University on the men's and women's side, and the University of Kansas women's team will be joining the duel against Truman State on the women's side. So it'll be nice to have the University of Kansas at William Jewell College next Saturday. But that's all I have, and at this time I'd like to introduce first year Alex Milhoff. You can use the microphone if you want.
My name is Alex Milhoff. I'm a first-year student at William Jewell College. I'm from Topeka, Kansas. I'm majoring in chemistry and minoring in pre-med and French, and I'm on the swim team.
Does anybody have any questions for Alex?
Yes. I like swimming for Coach Goal a lot. I will say that I've never had another coach who pushes me as hard as Coach Golgut does. And I owe a lot of my team's success to that.
Welcome to the Cardinal Sports Luncheon. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tom Eisner. I'm the head track and field coach. I'm also a Jewell alum, so always proud to wear the red and the black. I want to thank you for your time being here today, and thank you for your continued support of our athletics programs. We have just really begun our indoor season. We traveled up to Doane College last Saturday and competed in an invitational there. Starting off the season, very pleased as coaching staff because we posted 10 personal bests. So basically our student athletes, first meet of the year, are performing better than they have in their careers. In addition to that, we have a tremendous group of freshman distance runners who have really bolstered our women's distance team. Kind of the highlight from that side, we have freshman Lizzie Stevenson who placed third in the mile. But we'll head to Doane again this weekend. They've got a facility that we like competing at. There'll be 16 teams there, so very deep fields in every single event, which will be great for us right now. Our season builds to the Great Lakes Valley Indoor Conference Championships, which will be held the last weekend of February going into March, Saturday, Sunday, the 28th to March 1st. But I do have a young lady who's joined us here today. Her name is Gretchen Mays, and I'm going to brag on her a little bit. She's a sophomore from Lathrop, Missouri. She's had a tremendous impact on our program, really just from the first day she arrived on campus. A little about her before she arrived. As a senior in high school, she placed third at the Missouri State Championships in the 100 meters. She was fifth in the 200 meters and second in the long jump. As a freshman last year, she broke the school record in the long jump. She ran a leg on our school record 4x100 meter relay team. She broke the school record in the 100 meters. She placed third in the long jump at the GLVC Outdoor Championships, and she was eighth in the 100 meters in the GLVC Outdoor Championships. And in that race, she was one of only two freshmen that even made the finals. So right off the bat, she made a tremendous impact on our program as a freshman and has really continued that into her sophomore year. We did have a smaller meet in December where you don't run a full event schedule, but starting that meet, she broke the school record in the 55 meters. And this past weekend in Doane, she broke the school record in the 60 meters, and in doing so became the first female student athlete in the history of the college to break the 8-second barrier. Her time was 7.96 seconds. That currently ties her for fifth in the Great Lakes Valley Conference. And she also broke the school record in the long jump with a jump of 17 feet 9 3/4 of an inch. So you can tell, real proud of this young lady, but not only the accomplishments she's done as an athlete, but just an all-around good person, hard worker, good character. So come on up, Gretchen.
My name, but I'm Gretchen. I'm from Lathrop, and my majors are accounting and communications. I'm currently looking for an accounting internship, so anything out there, I'm willing to do. Just ready for the season. You know, we're really early in the season so far, so we're starting to build, and coming back from Christmas break can be somewhat hard, so we're just looking for building on our success and really leading into the indoor conference and even into outdoor season. It was definitely an eye-opener, I'd say. You know, I was used to in high school competing very small, and I graduated with 72 in my class, so you know, it's the same schools over and over, and I was used to winning. And when you go into your first GLVC meet and you place like 13th, you know, it kind of sets you back a little bit, but, you know, it gives you that confidence that, okay, this is what I have to do and this is how they got there. So I think it was a real eye-opener, but it showed me the challenges that I have to face to overcome it and, you know, really contribute the points for my team. Yeah. He's a great coach. I mean, you know, because he graduated from Jewel and he actually keeps up with us and even runs with us sometimes. So, you know, it's great that he interacts with us and, you know, is almost like a student athlete sometimes, but then has the really coaching experience.
Hi, I just want to tell you guys thank you for showing up today, and I'll talk a little bit here, and then I have two of my players here to talk. Also wanted to tell Coach Cruzy, best of luck to him. I know he's done a great job here, and I know he'll go on and do great things, but really excited for him. Really excited for Coach Weigel, one of my really good friends, and I'm excited to see what he does with William Jewell and continue growing, and wait till you see him when he's up here in his suit and tie. That's not something we get to see all the time, but really excited for him. Our team, a little bit about our team right now. We're currently 8-5 overall, 3-2 in the GLVC. I was trying to think of the last time we had this meeting and if I had a chance to talk a little bit about before Christmas. So if I did, I'm going to do it again. We had an opportunity to play K-State, which doesn't happen very often for us. I've tried, but K-State has a rule or that they have to play Kansas Division II schools, and some things happened in their schedule, and so they called and asked if we'd play, and so we adjusted some things, and it was a great experience for us to go there. I've never been to Bramlage, and talked to the coach beforehand, and he's like, well, I hope you know you're going to go against zone the whole time. And I'm like, well, do you ever pull out of the zone? And he's like, nope. And we went in there and played, and a lot of you guys that are at our games know that we like to shoot a lot of threes, and they happened to be going in that night. And we were down 3 points with about 4 minutes left, and they pulled out of their zone and went man. But it was a great experience for us. We ended up losing by 10 to them. Got to play UMKC before Christmas also, which is another Division I team, and we were able to go to Municipal and win there. And that was a counting game for us. Originally it was an exhibition game, but I changed the K-State to exhibition, and UMKC was a counting game. And for us to go down there and play them and to come out with a win for us was exciting and really good for our program. We also opened up our conference play with Rockhurst before Christmas. One of the best games that we've played. Rockhurst earlier had beaten UMKC also beat Pitt State, and Pitt State beat us earlier this year by close to 40. And so when we went in there and we were able to beat Rockhurst with a 17-point win and start off conference 1-0 before Christmas. So before Christmas was great. Had a little break there, about 9 days off, and came back and went to Indiana and Kentucky, played Southern Indiana and Bellarmine, and played one half well out of each game, but came up with 2 losses, struggled those other halves, and but really to brag on my team, they really came back and practiced really well and got refocused and did a great job, and we played St. Joseph's and Indianapolis, 2 very good teams, and got wins here at home. So again, we're 3-2 overall in the GLVC. Tonight we play Missouri S&T, very good team. They're about 500 right now. They've played a tough schedule. Very big team. They start 6'4" and 6'1" and 6 foot, and we don't. So that'll be a little bit of a challenge for us, but I know they'll have a hard time matching up with us from the outside and inside. So the 2 players that I have seniors Ariel Smith and junior Kenzie Johnson. 2 great players for us, exceptional leaders. This year, I think probably our team chemistry is one of the best that it's ever been, and a lot of that goes to these 2 and their leadership that they've shown both on and off the floor. Ariel right now is leading the conference in assists at almost six a game. Kenzie's number 5 in the conference in offensive rebounds, and when you look at Kenzie, she's about 5'10", and again tonight she's going to be guarding the 6'4" player. They're both a lot of fun to watch. They work very, very hard, and I really appreciate all that they do. And I don't know if any of you guys are going to ask them how they enjoy playing for Coach Kress, but I've already kind of looked back at them a couple times each time those questions come up. So hopefully they've had some time to think about how they want to answer that. But anyway, I want to have both of them come up, and again, thank you for coming today. I really appreciate it.
Guys, I'm Ariel. I'm a senior from Overland Park, Kansas. I'm majoring in business and psychology.
And I'm Mackenzie. I'm a junior from Overland Park, Kansas as well, and I'm majoring in biology.
Yeah, like Coach Kress said, it's been a pretty exciting season. We're 3-2 in conference, but I think we're gearing up to make a pretty big run here. Like you said, we have 2 pretty big games this weekend, and we're just really looking forward to it. I'm in my 4th year playing for Coach Kress, and it's just been awesome. It's been a great experience. She challenges us day in and day out, and I think that's really why we've gotten so much better every year as a team. You always know what to expect, which is awesome. There's never really a guessing game. She just kind of lays out our expectations, and it's been a great experience.
Yeah, it definitely has. She expects a lot from each person, which is a lot different than I think I've experienced before, and so it's nice to have her just to know that she knows what you are capable of.
Yeah, actually, I accepted a job with the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, so I'll be a general analyst there. So that's pretty exciting.
Let me add my congratulations to Coach Cruzy and to Coach Weigel. I echo Coach Kress's comments for both of them. Appreciate all that Coach Cruzy has meant to the college and to our football program, and certainly excited for the opportunity for Coach Weigel. Congratulations to Coach Kress. They have played, I think, 3 Division I teams this year, and defeated one of them, and played pretty close in the other 2. We played 2 Division I teams this year, and I will not mention the results of those games. Good experience, but we didn't come as close or win against UMKC or Missouri. We are 6-7 on the year. We're 2-3 in the GLVC. Our 3 losses are to the University of Indianapolis, which is 13-0, 5-0 in the league, number 1 in some polls this week. Bellarmine University of Louisville, 12-1, 4-0 in the league, have been ranked as high as number 1 in the nation this year. Southern Indiana, 10-2, 3-1, and have been nationally ranked as well. That's a total of 35 wins and 3 losses. None of those losses were to William Jewell, but we hope to get to that level at some point in time. We also play Missouri S&T tonight and Drury on Saturday. Missouri S&T, they're 8-5 overall. They're 1-4 in the league. They've basically played the same schedule we have. They have losses to Indianapolis, Bellarmine, Southern Indiana. Then they played their travel partner Drury, which has also been in the top 25 in the nation, and they lost to them, whereas we defeated our travel partner Rockhurst. I think the keys for tonight's game against S&T, we must be able to handle their pressure. They will play a run and jump defense. They'll pressure us, try to get us out of our comfort level, and then we must be able to stop their dribble penetration tonight as well. We play Drury on Saturday. They're 8-3, 2-1. Their only loss is to Bellarmine. Then they own one of the wins over Southern Indiana. I want to say something about whose idea was it to do the CC's Pizza thing? Okay. I want to thank Lucas. We had 3 wide open layups in our last game, and our guys all stopped and shot a 3 because their buddies in the stands wanted those pizzas from CC's. So, and that we had a 9-point lead at the time, and we ended up winning by 1. So, I want to thank you very much for offering those pizzas up when we need to shoot 2 no-footers instead of 3-pointers. I'm teasing. I also want to thank Coach Kress for telling me that she was only going to bring 1 player today, and so I brought 1 player, and she shows up with 2 players, so I want to thank you for that as well, the great communication. I want to talk for a moment about Devontae Mosby. Devontae's a 6'5" sophomore from Fort Osage High School here in the Kansas City area. He was all-conference, all-district, all-metro, all-state, led Fort Osage to their first district title ever. His high school coach is Josh Wilson, who played for us, graduated in 2001. I remember calling Coach Wilson and saying, "When's the last time Fort Osage won a district title?" And that was their first one. And he played, I believe that was your junior year, is that correct? Then they won it again as a senior, and then they won it again last year. So Fort Osage, Devontae started something pretty special there. We've been in the GLVC for 3 years, I guess, as full-time participants. We've had 1 major award, and that's been Freshman of the Year. And Devontae Mosby was Freshman of the Year in the GLVC last year. He had a double-double in our last game, 17 points, 17 rebounds. A lot of people can score 17 points. It's pretty difficult to get 17 rebounds. And I will mention that he wasn't rebounding. All of those were not his missed shots. Okay? A lot of times you get all those rebounds and you keep throwing it up there just to get your rebound total up. But he did that against St. Joseph's. He's number 21 in the conference in scoring at 13.7. He's number 7 in the conference with 7.2 rebounds per game, and he's been playing since the Bellarmine game with a broken nose. So if you've been to our recent games, he's playing with a mask, and it's difficult. It's difficult to see with all the people around you anyway. Then you put a mask on your face, and it makes it very difficult. But he's done that in an outstanding fashion, always plays to his best ability in practice every day, been a great leader for us, And my pleasure to introduce sophomore Devontae Mosby.
Hey all, like you said, my name's Devontae. I'm a sophomore. It's been a really up and down year this year. Good thing it's still kind of early, but I don't know, as soon as we recognize, like he says all the time, the importance of every play and the importance of every game, I'm sure we'll surprise some people. 'Cause there's never a game where we're like talent-wise, they have way more than us, or height-wise, we're outnumbered or anything like that. But I think it's just a heart thing, it's just a culture thing, and that's what we're trying to work through. So if there's any questions. I love playing for Coach Holly, by the way. I'll just be proactive and say it. I'm majoring in psychology. I just changed it, actually. So, yes, especially in plays and stories. I hear a lot of stories. I get like an extension on the stories now that I get to talk to the main guy, but I've heard about a lot of the same people going through high school. That's been kind of cool. And I go back and we joke around about Coach Holly and the Coach Holly-isms. So I'll talk to my coach about that a lot. So,
thank you guys all for talking. We would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate a former Jewel coach, Fred Merrill, and a current Jewel coach for being part of the 1969 Missouri Tigers football team, Sam Brown, for being inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame on January 25th in Springfield, Missouri. So we're very excited about that. Next, I would like to take this opportunity to, I was going to say be the first to officially introduce, but a couple of our coaches took that honor away from me. But I'd like to introduce our new head football coach, Coach Sean Weigel. Coach, please come up here.
I tell you what, I couldn't be more excited about this opportunity to join in the college in this capacity and to work with the people that are surrounding me. My staff, current staff, and those that are en route. It's an exciting time. And it's something I've dreamt about, so if I am dreaming right now, don't pinch me. Just let me roll with it. And I can't tell you again what an honor it is to be at a place like Jewel and understand what we do with student athletes there. And that's not just in the football program, but all over. I full-heartedly agree in the student-first mentality and the approach that we use to get them on to the next 40 years of their life and win some football games along the way, but I couldn't be more proud to be in this position. We have high expectations, and the players that know me, they'll tell you that, but I think it's also something you can do is have those high expectations and balance at the same time in their academic life, their athletic life, and their personal life in college. So it's again, just something I'm extremely excited about. I'm going to open it up to some questions, and I'll do the best I can to answer them in this process. I would be remiss if I didn't thank Coach Cruzy in this process. He started this 5 years ago, came to me as another assistant at the time and had this plan and a vision of where he wanted to take this. And I will tell you, it was meticulously planned out, like everything we do, and it has gotten us to a point where we're on solid foundation. And I can't express how excited I am to have befriended him and had him as a mentor and the director of our football program for the last 5 years. So can we give a round of applause to Coach Cruzy, please? It's been extensive. I played at actually where our track team is going back to this week in my alma mater is Doane College in Crete, Nebraska. Was there and then actually started coaching there when I graduated and started my master's at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Had an opportunity at that time to go overseas, spent some time in Seinäjoki, Finland, where I was actually followed a Jewel grad, Tim Johnson, an All-American here, and also Shane DeVolt had been there as well the year prior, so it's interesting how that works in in your career. And after that, I went to Austin College in Sherman, Texas, and was there with Vance Morris, another Jewel grad from the 50s, late 50s, and I spoke with Coach Morris last night, and I'll tell you what an awesome guy. Spent 5 years there, had an opportunity to go to West Texas A&M under Coach Stan McGarvey, and Stan had also been a coach at Jewel, and it's a strange circle. I'm telling you, it's a cycle. It's awesome. From there, I had an opportunity with Coach Bob Stitt, who we had coached together for 8 years prior, to go be his defensive coordinator at Colorado Mines and start a program there at a high academic institution that hadn't had a great track record. We went 2-8 our first season, 7-4 our last season. Now he's had 11 out of 12 or 12 out of 15 winning seasons, something. He's done a tremendous job there. He's now currently the head coach at the University of Montana, and doing great things. And then I left and I went to the financial world. And no offense, Steve, everybody's giving me boogie about my attire, and they've never seen me in a suit, but this was one of the reasons I left the financial industry on a daily basis doing this. But I knew my passion was being back in coaching, and I had an opportunity to come back with Coach Fran Schwenk when he was here, be a position coach, and I've been here ever since. And love the place. Can't wait to take it to the next level. Great question, Coach. Thank you. Walt asked about the style of play. I'll tell you, in the coaching profession, we kind of run in packs, okay? And we share, we're like-minded. That's why, through this process, it's going to be really, really easy, is that, there's going to be a lot of similarities from what we had done. And being here 9 years, we know offensively what we need to do. And defensively, we'll continue down that same road, being very aggressive. I know that our kids will give us tremendous effort. And they're a great group. And we're going to use that. We're going to use that effort, because they're going to leave it all out on the field. And that's why I couldn't be more happy to be with them and be their coach. Right now, we currently have 60-plus players set up on official visits over the next 3 weeks. I stayed home from the convention and spent some time with my family, because I'm probably not going to see them. But that's all good. And there's some really, really good players from across the country that are coming in, and that we know we can get here and keep them as part of our school program institution the next 4 or 5 years. And it's an exciting time.
Congratulations again. We're very excited to have you here, and we would definitely like to thank Coach Cruzy for his time that he's given to us and wish him the best of luck moving forward. We've also got games this weekend at a 1 o'clock tip-off for the women against Drury, and a 3 o'clock tip-off with the men also against Drury on Saturday. Track team will be traveling to Doane College, and I wanted to say, if you haven't had a chance to go see the northeast corner of the Mabee Center, we've put some new doors on that are pretty neat, and we'd like to thank Barry from Victory Signs for doing that, because they've really kind of jazzed up the Mabee Center. Our next Cardinal Sports Luncheon will be February 19th, same place. We look forward to seeing everybody here, and thanks for coming.